I was super excited about the 2-year-olds today that trained, looking at how they went, and it's only fitting. We start the list, alphabetical list, off with number 1 today. Almost There Boss. I can't really not make him number 1. I didn't go with him. I haven't gone with him in a long time. But going back and looking at the videos to see what this horse did today was impressive. I was happy with what I saw from Almost There Boss. We were really skating on the end of it. We were moving pretty good. He caught up and passed 2 other horses. It's hard to do, especially in January for a young horse to have the mental fortitude and the willpower, the will to catch up and pass a horse. Impressive. Almost There Boss, very good today. Amor Diener had a great training trip. Rolled off again at the end of it. But if you look, right before he run, maybe 3 strides before, he put a step in, caught himself, and then tried to push forward even more and rolled off. Happy with what I saw from him. That breaking in the middle straightaway can be fixed now with a little bit tighter hobble, but I'm happy with what I've seen from Amor Diener. Arches Rainbow rolled off today. Very rare. I think this is the first time in a video she's ever been beat was today. She generally looks good, but she is healthy. So that's number 1. Very important there. Better Be Sawyer made a very talking about horses making uncharacteristic breaks. Better Be Sawyer never runs, and she rolled off today. So to say we can give her a pass would be an understatement. Very happy with what I've seen from talk about understatements. Very happy to say what I've seen so far with Better Be Sawyer. I'm sure she'll bounce back just fine next week. What do we got now? Blue Bayou Dio won her set today. Now, I didn't put her in the top 10 because she beat up on some Garden State. Dio made a break. Matt's MVP got rough coming out of the turn, and she was flying on the end of it. I want to see some consistency from her. I see a very rough, I don't mean rough mechanically, I just mean a horse that needs a lot of polishing in Blue Bayou Deal. So overall, I was happy with her. I do want to see her put a few of those miles together. Today was a good start. Bomb Hugger, another horse, was very inconsistent heading into today, and really when I pushed on her today, she showed me something even I wasn't expecting to see. This is a filly we knew could fly, we knew had talent. I didn't expect to see this. She was exceptionally good today. Very good. Just goes to show how good Almost There Boss was. When I can't say enough good things about what I saw from Bomb Hugger, she was number 2 today in the top 10. Century Invictus continues to get back into the swing of things after being castrated. I think you're going to see him come on, and then take off. That's what I suspect in the coming weeks and months. Confederate Cruiser, I think Jimmy put it best. He said, listen, we know his knees bother him. We know his feet bother him. The track was a little bare, especially down the lane. Out where I was, it was really hard. I think he just got a little pinchy and rolled off. That's what I saw in the video also. We're going to have days like that. This horse trained tremendous in the snow on Wednesday. That says a lot right there. Trained tremendous in the snow on Wednesday. Duke Dio was not paying attention to it. He is getting castrated on Tuesday. Today, they put a hood on him. I think he just, rather than do his work, was hanging out. And that will come to an end really soon. Step 1 will be Tuesday castration, and then you will see what I'm talking about in the coming weeks with Duke Dio. I don't want to say coming weeks. It'll take a month. So, a month from now, go back and watch this video. LSL looked good today again. He's just getting back into the swing of things. Him, after being castrated, he was good today. Colt just didn't want to get in trouble with him. Colt tries so hard, right? The driver, Colt Longprix. Very good worker, very good, honest guy, and loves LSL. I haven't gone with LSL in a while, and I don't think anybody needs to right now. The horse is doing his work. He just didn't get right up into it today. Eyes at 10. Couldn't look much better than this filly did today. First over, all business, drove away. Sure, one made a break, and Renegade Gypsy was coming to her, but he was not going to catch her. She was all business today. Amy did a great job with her, and she looked great. Garden State Dio. I'm going to take a lot of flack for my commentary on this filly, both in the past, in the present, and likely in the future. When it comes to when I say I'm not concerned. In one side of my mouth, I'm talking about a day wasted. If a horse makes a break or doesn't do the work well, that's a wasted day. And then on the other side of my mouth saying, don't worry about Garden State Dio, she'll get it. I'm trying to articulate the best way I can what I'm saying. Mentally, I see her getting better and better and better. She still makes immature mistakes, but I know what her sister was like. And we can put the hobbles on her and make her do it, but she's trying her best to learn now. I came 100 with Blue Bayou Dio and spooked her. That's why she ran. And you might say, Anthony, you said Resolute Bay is going to have to learn to... Yeah, he's going to have to learn to do that. I just feel that Garden State Dio, I don't feel pressure to get the hobbles on her and get her buttoned down right now. I just don't. And I don't know how to explain it best to you. I'm not concerned with her. I see a raw, powerful animal, much like her sister. And I think in the near future, if she continues to make those mistakes that she shouldn't, if she repeats those mistakes she shouldn't, then yes, we will start to put the hobbles on her and button down her. But for right now, just give her some space. I'm not going to ask very often about that. I'm not going to tell you guys we are. But in this particular file, this particular case, the file that says Garden State Dio on it, I'm not rushing with this filly. Grace is just simply behind everybody else. I went to train her on Wednesday. She did her work, but she was tired, right? She went a mile in 2:55 and was tired. So it's pretty simple. You know, when I ask you to train your first training trip and you're exhausted, maybe you weren't super ready to do it. So I'm going to train her once a week for now, and then I'll work her into a schedule and we'll get her going with everybody else. Grace was okay. Granite Hill, you are on the naughty list, Granite Hill. If you're watching this, you will wear the hobbles this week and you will work very hard. And I suspect, the sneaky suspicion, next time the drone is above you, you will look much better than you did today. So Granite Hill, the exact opposite of Garden State Dio. I am going to push on Granite Hill this week. He is going to do some heavy lifting this week. He will look different, measurably different, the next time you see him under the drone. I don't know how to quantify that to you guys. I don't know how to, as I said, articulate it to you. One horse I'm not concerned with. The other I am. I'm not concerned with him, but I am going to focus on him this coming week. There was at least 4 horses I saw today that will be moving into the strict supervision of Anthony McDonald coming this week, and Granite Hill is on the top of that list. Harlan L, also on the list. He threw a shoe today and didn't really want to do his work afterwards. That is unacceptable. I'll be jumping back on just to remind Mr. Hill, or Mr. L, that he needs to work on a full-time basis. This isn't a part-time job. So Harlan L will, again, another horse, look considerably better the next time you see him. Where are we at? Talked about you. Harvard Yard continues to train down good. I know they're very happy with this filly. I am. Everybody should be. I know you don't really get the same information with her as you do with us because she's at the Meadows, but I saw her a number of times. I really like the way this filly looks. Hill of Magic. Now, you saw today, not quite as sure on her feet as she's been. Wednesday, she was awesome. Track was a little softer. Today, it was hard. Now, that's a telling sign. Is that knees? Is that feet? Is that both? Is that something that she will get better with? Yes. But what do we do to mitigate that? Probably put a little blister on her knees, work on her feet. I'm not concerned with Hill of Magic. In fact, she stayed at it, did her work, and understood what it was. That's step one. It's a very important hurdle to get by. To understand what your work is and strive to do it better. That is the ultimate step one, right? That's where you want to see them start to come forward. So, happy with Hill of Magic, and I'm sure that happiness will continue in the near future. Kathy with an eye. I was happy she didn't pee on me today. That's awesome. So, train good too. Look good. Yeah, she might have get up to win because the other horse run, but she couldn't do any more work than she did. Urine free. That's as much as she could do. So, anytime you ask a horse for their utmost best and they give it to you, you shouldn't be upset, and I certainly am not upset with what I saw from Kathy with an eye today. Very good mile, 2:36 today with Kathy with an eye, by the way. Loving Beauty, she was sore. She kicked the wall the other day. She hasn't done much this week, but they say she's sounder today. I'm not going to say I'm 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure she's headed to the sale on Tuesday, both her and $1 Million Swan. We will see. They still have a week. We will see. But as almost certain I am that Procrastinator is not, I am equally as certain the other two are. We'll see how that plays out this week. Luck of the Dragon. As I said, I don't think I've seen a more improved horse. Sure, what cat or what 1-2 Skip a Few has done with her gait, her attitude, her head is impressive. You know, that is a huge change. And I guess maybe now that I put it that way, a little more than Luck of the Dragon. We'll go back and look at the videos. And both these horses in particular. Luck of the Dragon looked terrible. Clappy. You know, sure, I said, we'll get him right. And I was certain we were, but I didn't think you'd get him right this quick. He looks like a rocket ship right now. He looked great today. We just picked him off and we were flying. Usually, the first time you really tramp on the gas with the babies, and you have somebody with momentum coming to you, it's hard to hold them off. It is. He almost did. Luck of the Dragon was pacing right out of his harness down the lane. You couldn't ask this horse to look any slicker or better than he did. He looks very, very good. Teresa's done a great job with this horse for sure. Massive Profit continues to look better. Think of him as a big softy, big puppy dog, right? Not a killer right now. He just does his work. He's physically a little immature. He needs more muscle on his stifles. And as I said to James, he eats great. He's healthy. He's never sick. This horse will put all the muscle on we need him to put on in due time. And he looks good and understanding of his work. Sure, he got doubled up and made a break today. That'll happen. It's not the end of the world. But he looked very good afterwards. Very impressed with what I've seen from Massive Profit and the progression and growth I've seen from him. Very interested in this colt moving into the springtime. Matt's MVP has looked bad in past weeks at times. Has looked good also. Today he looked good. Lost a bell boot coming out of the last turn, got out of gear, but persevered, pushed through, did his work, finished up well. Impressive mile today from Matt's MVP. $1 Million Swan, we're just putting work into him. I just can't put the speed into him I need. And will it come? Yeah, sure, it'll probably come. When? I have no idea. There lies the problem. There is the problem with $1 Million Swan. I need him to do more right now. He can't. I have to look at the data I have in front of me. What I'm looking at with my eyes and what they're telling me is probably not for us right now, which is unfortunate. You know, well-bred colt by Swan for All, very strong family, but he is what he is right now. And I have to take that into account and say, okay, out of all our horses, are there any ones that concern us that maybe could go? Yeah, they're on the list next week. So I think you'll probably see $1 Million Swan head to the sale next Tuesday. Of Tom she won't be going to any sale. She looked very good today. You know, I went with her last week and the week before, and the progression was so minute. It's almost like you're not down in the dumpster. You're like, geez, is this a lanky filly that's going to get better, or is this a filly that's going to hang out and you're going to find that she's a 2-1 trotter? I don't know which she is. I was pretty happy with what I saw today. When I put her in gear and sprinted to the front, I'm like, nice move. Let's shut her down and see if she can do it again, finishing up. And she did. This is what I wanted to see. That progression, that leap from even last week to this week, it was impressive. I was very happy with what I saw. The way she went about her work. Nice mile. And very impressed with Of Tom. 1-2 Skip a Few continues to impress me. How smart she is on the track. I know that Jimmy's kind of been protective with her. And I'm going to tell him one of these days, hey, Jimmy, I want you to put all your horses in play and try and win every set with every one of them today. I might have to do that to Jimmy. But I don't have to right now, and he's doing the right thing. Just going, running them up the wood, moving them over, letting them trot or pace on the end of it. Very happy with his job, the way he's doing it, but very happy with 1-2 Skip a Few. Just a beautiful trotter to watch trot and to sit behind. Peanut Butter and Jelly, another Jimmy horse. He kind of gets shoved over a bit from the boss, almost their boss, but she was pacing good. He said she's a little warm. I said, fine, we can change her gear. Listen, if she wants to get at it, that's a great attribute for a Bettor's Delight to have. Don't change that for the love of God. So, Peanut Butter and Jelly will probably add a mini bet or something to her next week. Prairie Fire continues to look good quietly. Go back and watch his video. And he just, every week, he gets better. And his confidence, when it starts to grow, you're going to see a flashy horse on the track. Very impressed with what I've seen from Prairie Fire. Procrastinator didn't get to go today, but I actually was happy with what I saw Wednesday. I do want to and need to see more, but I was happy with what I've seen since we brought him back in. Enough so that I'm kind of leaning away from sending him to the sale. I think he's probably safe, but I would like to see him not spike those temperatures. Now, I think it is different in the fact that before he had a lot of mucus, a lot of discharge coming out of him. That wasn't the case today. There wasn't a ton of that at all, very little. It was more just a spike to temperature and a little dry cough. Two different things. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but I am going to keep an eye on him this week. Purple Aura, she come flying on the, but I could hear Johnny, she was hitting so a lot of the jog carts have like jog bars where you can put your feet down on a bar. Her stride was so long, she was hitting the bar of his jog cart, and she was getting a little wound up and a little hot. I'm going to change some things on Purple Aura. Make no mistake, she's still a killer. In finishing third in her set today, it was very difficult to put her on the list, which is a travesty. It's a filly that I thought looked fantastic, easily number one last drone set. Today, she wasn't on the list, but she did look good. We'll be fine. We'll work with her and change her gear around. Renegade Gypsy, as I said, and I keep saying it, I'll say it quietly, and my voice will probably get louder as we go along. Keep an eye on this horse. I think Renegade Gypsy's a legit good-looking horse. Very impressed with what I've seen from him. Resolute Bay, fine today, made that break in the same place he did last time. I don't want to see that break. I think we need to work on that. I'm going to add a little weight to him up front this week and see if that helps. I think either he's got spooked when I hit Kathy, or either way, over-trotted himself in the straightaway. We need to fix that either way. He has to get used to sounds on the racetrack while you're training and or what will turn into racing. And furthermore, if you're going to interfere where you're changing gears, we're going to change your shoes. Switch your shoes around, see if we can't get him perfect. Rose Above It, I had him geared up good so he was safe in the turns and running in today, but then would switch leads and would interfere in a new place running out. So I think it's pretty simple. I'm going to take all that shit off him. I'm going to put a set of trotting hobbles on him. I'm going to let him do his work however he wants. I suspect you're going to see a much different, much better horse moving forward in the form of Rose Above It. Rosie's Masterpiece, good again today. If you looked back when I let her really scream in the open house day, I had the hobbles on her real tight and her head up. Mario's let her hobbles out and let her head down, but there's no rush. There's no big, fix it so we can get her. She did her work well today. She didn't run. She finished up strong. She followed. She did everything he asked her to do. There's no rush. There's no problem with her. Very happy with what I've seen from Rosie's Masterpiece. Slim Jimmy was great again today. The only time you ever see him make a break, ever, was after the mile in the turn. And I think it was just, Colt was kind of fishing on him and he pushed him off stride. But that'll happen. It's not the end of the world. I've been very happy with Slim Jimmy. And if you're not, then you're just not. You don't like horses, because Slim Jimmy is an underdog, that it's an overachiever, that everybody in the barn loves. And Slim Jimmy looked good again today. Spent looked fantastic. This horse continues to look better and better and better every week. James did a great job with him. Stonebridge Dolce, I give her 3 weeks off. I talked to my only partner on her, which is the breeder, Dr. Cal Stiller of Stonebridge Farms. I said, hey, the filly's just struggling a bit. She's growing. She's huge. Why don't we just give her a few weeks? He said, yeah, sure, if that's what you want, no problem. So that's exactly what we did. She's out for 3 weeks. Stonebridge Acadi looked good on the track there. I see Mario added some hobbles. We didn't make that change. We didn't bring her up top and send Mischievous Rose down because she made a break today. I was going to send her down today. Made a break. I wanted to see her go today before I made a decision. Not really that worried. I was very happy with how Stonebridge Acadi looks down in Mario's barn, so we won't make the change. Very happy with what I saw today. Sweet on Pete. Gonna work with Pete all week, not because I'm angry at her, because she's doing anything wrong, because she's behind everybody else, and I want to work with her. If you're out there and you have shares of Sweet and Pete and you're worried, I'm not gonna tell you, hey, don't worry. I can't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I need to see more, but I really can't expect her to show us more than she's shown. I'll work with her all week, and I fully expect the next time you see Sweet on Pete, it will be a different Sweet on Pete. Where are we at? 3-point blue chip. I doubled him up, got in a spot, but he needs to be in those spots, right? He needs to be doubled up. He needs to get up on top of somebody sometimes, and that was the worst place on the track to do it. That turn, that place, he just couldn't catch himself and he rolled off. It's not the end of the world. He looked great on Wednesday. Taiwan On looked great on Wednesday. Looked terrible today. Couple of breaks. We added toe weights after she trained. We had 2 sets of bell boots on her. I said, add toe weights, take a set of bell boots off. Okay, my apologies. Take the toe weights off with 2 sets of bell boots back on her. We'll try again this Wednesday. I was a little confused why she looked so good on Wednesday and poor today. James said she made that first break and then she just decided that maybe she makes more. Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt one time. I'll go with her on Wednesday and we'll see how she is. I suspect she'll come back just fine. It just wasn't her day then. we all get mulligans from time to time, and I'll give one to tie one on today. Tioga Sunshine looked great again. She was a little overshadowed by how impressive Bomb Hugger looked, but make no mistake, Tioga Sunshine's done everything from day one. She is always, always there. All the meat and potatoes horse, she's always grinding away, doing her work, and she is fast too. She's not just that, she'll do. She's a nice filly. I don't think she was ready for the heat that Bomb Hugger was going to throw at her today, but it is January. Few horses would have done or put up with or even been able to pace or trot with what Bomb Hugger threw at them today. That was an impressive move, an impressive last half, and take nothing away from Tioga Sunshine. She trots every week and does it right every week. This was Bomb Hugger. This was her first good mile in 3 weeks. So don't get confused about the two. I need some consistency from the Bomb Hugger. I've already got it from Tioga Sunshine. Twinkle in Her Eye, very, very good today. Very good mile from her. Mario's done a great job with this filly. Continues to make changes and keep her on her toes. I like that. I like that she's doing her work and coming forward. She was very good today. Unbeatable Kemp was unbeatable on Wednesday. Maybe that mile was too hard on him? I don't think so. Different track today, much harder than it was the other day. Did that play a role? Did he just get in a tough spot with Amy and roll off? I'm not really sure what happened there. And I know Amy said, she just wasn't comfortable where he was. It happens. They're babies. All I know is that I would have put Unbeatable Kemp up against any horse on the property, 2-year-old, after Wednesday's training. And then today he just looked so. We'll just call it a bad day and move on. Not really that worried about it at all. He was fine after he ate his lunch. He didn't have any marks or nicks or bruises. Not really that concerned. We'll just call it a bad day. You got to believe, not a bad day for him. Wow. He's starting to look like a nice little horse. Those were pacers he beat also. And he looked good doing it. I'm watching. I see Johnny looking around. At no point was Johnny worried that You Got to Believe wasn't going to win the set. He unleashed him for 5 strides and realized he doubled him up again because he was that much better than everybody today. He looked like he was all business. Johnny did a great job. Bailey's done a good job with this horse. And man, oh man, he just looked fantastic today. Almost as fantastic as Voyage of Ice and Fire. That's not fair to say. I'm not going to say almost as fantastic. They both looked very good. Voyage of Ice and Fire was very, very good today. Oh, my battery's dying. Voyage of Ice and Fire was very, very good today. Will to Win Hanover. Watch the video. Go back and look. She tried to kick James right out of the bike. He snapped her on the tail, and she almost kicked him right out of the race, out of the jog cart. I said she's just a good judge of character. So that's what happened with Will to Win Hanover. And World for Two was awesome. This horse is going to get better and better and better. He's bigger than those horses. Much bigger. They're little horses. They can do that work right now. I said to James, just don't cut them loose. Don't. And like I have to tell James, be conservative. Okay. Be conservative with this guy. I think he's going to do good for the spring and be a good horse for us in the summer. So that's all. That's all the babies. Very happy today. I'm speeding up because my phone is dying. Pumped. Very happy after the way it went today. And it was exactly what I needed after the week we had on the track. So chin up, everybody. Me too. Things will get better. Babies were great. The summer is coming. I hope you all had a great weekend. Hope you all had a good week. And I hope this one's better. Take care.